Why is the innovation important? The innovation as a term established in the 90s. Innovation nowadays part of daily life. Every day is or want to be innovative. The innovation is important as it is one of the primary way to differentiate your product from the competition. So without innovation, we can't sustain our business. So definitely we should be capable of the innovative ideas. Then only we can sustain in the market. There are two major perspective spoken regarding that innovation important. First one is macro perspective, second one is micro perspective. Macro perspective related to country level, micro perspective related to farm level. In the macro perspective, will provide foundation for growth of the country's economic basis for global competitiveness. A micro level perspective will provide foundation for growth of the company basis to ensure long-term competitiveness of a company. Then for achieving the innovation, we need to follow some strategy. Here, what is an innovation strategy? Innovation is about creating a new value for the people who are willing to use and pay for it. A strategy is a plan for harnessing. This is the major difference between innovation and strategy. Through that, we have to achieve the goal. For example, operation, marketing, finance, and R&D to support achieving the complete competitive goals. How to develop the innovation strategies to determine objective and strategies approach. Without any goal, we can't achieve any good things in terms of business, in terms of all the activities. So, first of all, to determine the objective and the strategies approach. Second one is know your market, customers and the competitor is the important play role in the business process. Define your value proposition, assess and develop your core capabilities. Essentially, establish your innovation techniques and systems. First, we need to know types of innovation strategies. There are different strategies implemented. I have given few strategies regarding that innovation. First one is proactive. Proactive is nothing but companies with proactive innovation strategies tend to have a strong research orientation and first mover advantage to be a technology market leader. Second one is radical. Breakthroughs that change the nature of products and service, which is coming under the radical strategies of innovation. Third one, incremental. Fourth one is active innovation. Incremental is nothing but the strategy constantly will improve. Through that, we can achieve the innovation. It's called incremental mode. Active strategies means the active innovation includes defending existing markets and technologies while being prepared to respond quickly once technology and the market are proven. Then reactive strategies. The reactive strategies nothing but the reactive innovation strategies used by companies, which are followers have a focus on operation. Then passive strategies. Companies with passive innovation strategies wait until their customers demand a change in their service or product. Examples include automotive supply companies. How to implement an innovation strategies? We have to follow the strategies by mapped all of the most important element related to it. It's time to put your innovation strategy to work. Through that, we can implement an innovation strategies. In the innovation strategies already implemented some companies. where they have achieved many things. I have listed three most familiar and famous companies here. The innovative strategies of Microsoft. Microsoft has struggled to achieve radical innovation that may soon change. Now, Microsoft's innovation strategy involves going for R&D to advance its position in a range of marketing, including healthcare. Second one is innovative strategy of Google, where Google's innovatives are all over the matrix, so it's difficult to assign them just to one innovation archetype. Third one is the innovative strategy of Amazon, having achieved the impossible feat that is keeping its startup culture while scaling up. Innovation is ingrained in every part of Amazon culture, not just the R&D arms. There are different innovative innovation process followed, which is differ from uh, company or farm to farm. According their requirement, they can follow that innovation process. I have shown a few perspective of innovation process here. Untangle the research through that achieve make it happen, which means the untangle means there are some problems. Through the problems, they have given some research on the problem. After that, define the challenges. Finally, they will make it happen through generate and test ideas. The second perspective of innovation process, define the customer. Through that, to achieve position the solution. There are different processing steps are involving to this type of perspective. First one is the define the job to be done, uncover customer needs, discover unmet needs, find the segments of opportunity, size the market opportunity, conduct competitive analysis, formulated the innovation strategy, formulate the pricing strategy, define the solution, finally evaluate the solution. We can get the final outcomes. This is the next perspective of innovation process. Here, this is technology based perspective, so that here the technology, business, and human values will be involved in the cycle. In between the technology and the business, the manufacturing process is very vital role. So in between the business and the human values, organizational behavior is very important things. Then human values and technology will provide design and interactive things. So the all the things will together to provide the design innovation, which is denoted in that middle of the cycle. Then another one perspective of innovation process. Here, the different phases will be provided. Through the phase, we are going to implement our idea one by one. Finally, we can get our requirement. Here, the idea is generation in the phase 0, and then phase 1 providing the concept feasibility, phase 2 business design, phase 3 market testing. Finally, we can get commercialization. Through that, we can improve our business ideas, business product, everything. And this is innovation process overview. In the to achieve the outcomes, we have to think about new product ideas, product concept, experience testing, yearly adopter. Through that, we can achieve the business goal. So in between, there are so many process are there. I have shown in the schematic diagram. Uh, our ultimate aim is that to get good outcome from the industries. Okay, what is ideas? without ideas we can't get any innovative thing. So idea is a part of innovation. So yeah, which is nothing but a process for positioning institution for the future. Who is involved to improve the ideas? First one is teaching staffs. According to the educational institution, first one is a teaching staff and the institution community, the broader school community. These all are very important components to improve the students and the people ideas. Key components of ideas, an aligned organization, the research-based framework for enhancing the institution outcomes. First component is the idea process. Second one is parallel leadership. Third one is three-dimensional pedagogy. This is key components, the research-based framework for enhancing outcomes. Here, some process are a vital part to improve the outcome of requirement. First one is the professional support. Second one is cohesive community, infrastructural design, three-dimensional pedagogy, strategy, foundation. These all the things together to provide a good outcome of the business. So the in the slide going to explain the 5 phases of the ideas process initiating. Ideas is coming from these 5 stages. First one is initiating. Second one is discovering. In the discovering stage, we have to think about future through our past experience. Finally, we can find some new things through that we can get the idea through envisioning, actioning, and sustaining. Sustaining is important components to and the continuous process to achieve a quality ideas. This is innovative ideas where we can see the important components of innovative ideas. First one is good practices. Second one, flexibility in working way, expertise, user involvement, capacity building, innovation. The innovative ideas also classified as 4 key steps. Here we can clearly see that keys. First key, design is the first key. Second one is focus on good idea. Third one is consult and if few and often talk to smart people. The talk to small people is one of the final stage. After getting the idea, we have to approach some expert to get the quality ideas. And the feedback loop is one of the important component in the innovation concept. So we need to know the feedback loop. There are different type of feedback loop. Here I have shown that a digital feedback loop and the customer feedback loop. In generally, uh, we all the industries concentrate that customer feedback loop where the experience obtained from the customer and then the details will be accumulated in the feedback area. After that, the company or industry is going to action on the feedback. Finally, we can get the proper outcome, and then again we have to ask the product or customer customer if, the demand fulfilled product or not. This is a continuous feedback loop. Here, the continuous feedback is starting from employee engagement, manager employee collaboration, expected outcomes, employee motivation. Through that, we achieve the continuous feedback. And another one classification is explained that plan, do, check, act. This is the foremost important feedback system. If you see any successful industries, they will use the continuous feedback model to achieve and continuously give progress in terms of product, in terms of economic development of the industries. Then the type of innovation. Here, two-dimensional approach, based on the two-dimensional approach, we can classify into two categories. First one is application of innovation. Second one is degree of novelty. In generally, the application of innovation further classified as product innovation, marketing innovation, process innovation, organizational innovation, and the degree of novelty, which means nothing but does the innovation involve little, much, or no novelty. Very few amount of novelty only will involve in the degree of novelty. So where they have classified as radical innovation, architectural innovation, modular innovation, incremental innovation. In generally, there are different type of innovation. The first one is product innovation. Product innovation means the innovation going to approach on the product. So, and second one is process innovation. In the innovation, going to concentrate on the processing of the product fabrication. That marketing innovation. The final product, how can we sell once over the product, once over the product processing. Those kind of activities will be involved in this marketing innovation. Fourth one is organizational innovation. Here, a new organizational method in business practice, workplace organization, or external relations going to discuss. And then radial innovation, architectural innovation, incremental innovation, and modular innovation also used to achieve the business goal. And the technological versus non-technological innovation is one of the important topics. This is nothing but just technological related ideas going to implement in the business system is called technological. So let's example, product process technology will be come under the technological category, and the strategic, operational, the marketing, these kind of non-technical related topics will be come under non-technological innovation. The innovation drivers, the drivers is very important things to achieve the effective innovation techniques. There are many drivers that can lead to innovation. However, certain drivers are more common than others. First one, frustration with the status quo. Second one, responding to crisis. Third one, new emphasis on prevention. Fourth one, new emphasis on result, adapting of technology, inclination of doing the right things, moral imperative. Then innovation barriers. If you are doing any work, we have to come across the barriers. Without crossing the barrier, we can't do anything. So, of course, there are also many barriers that can hinder the innovation. However, a couple of barriers are particularly common. First one is inadequate funding. Second one, risk avoidance. Third one, slowing. Fourth one, time commitment. Fifth one, incorrect measure. We can discuss one by one. Inadequate funding. In generally, that innovation is very essentially improved by based on the funding. The innovation usually requires some sort of funding. Without the funding, we can't achieve 100% of outcomes. So we need to concentrate the funding. Then risk avoidance. Many people avoid risk to preserve what they have, understandable but not a good attitude for becoming an innovator. And some more points also, some other risk avoidance goes often along with fear of failure. In some societies, one gets stigmatized for failing. In a successful, innovative company, society, an atmosphere of entrepreneurial spirit ought to be created to foster innovation. Siloing, which is nothing but organizational seek to protect their identities, get proper credit, sustain themselves, and product themselves. Here, the schematic diagram is showing that one person is trying to get product his product to get approved to protect their identities. That time he was asking whether your product is original or not. Like this is really is an innovative approach, but I am afraid we cannot consider it. It's never been done before. Time commitment. Time is a scarce source, so time needs to be used efficiently in a company. Management responsibility to assure that. How to initialize the innovation? Companies must encourage and support the development of innovation if the innovation will be workable, and if the innovation will provide the required things of the company, then only they can give as much as required fund to the innovator. So innovation as a process, innovation is really not only an end in itself, and it can be long term process. If we are starting our innovation from childhood onwards, then only our idea and innovation thinking capability will improve in the future. Otherwise, we can't anything. Idea creation. The idea creation is where do ideas comes from. In the cycle, will show that chance remark, luck, brainstorming, innocent remark, the path, mistakes, dreams. Where did your idea come from? These two questions should ask to create the quality ideas. So then open innovation. The innovation process is not limited to inside company effort, but also open for external influences to create innovation through knowledge. Innovation in arts and humanities. Research in art and humanities contributes significantly to growing body of knowledge on human experience, agency, identity, and expression, which is also related to language, literature, for performance, etc. And the qualitative data collection tool with online. This is one of the important topics to obtain the innovative ideas. Here, the data collection tools obtained from online forums, online communities, web survey, focus group, depth interview trials, so that we can achieve our qualitative data collection. And how to attract the investment for innovative ideas and get funding from the startup business. Develop a strong business plan. This strong business plan obtained from quality innovation, and develop a forecast model. Obtain customer reference. Be ready to explain your capitalization table. Explain your financial statement. Justify use of proceeds, use of funds, acknowledge total address market and go to market strategies. Then stages of funding from investor. There are different process will be involving to obtain the fund from the investor. First one is sourcing. How funder find new things. Through that we can obtain. So first of all, we have to be careful to create the innovative idea. Then only we can approach through the sourcing stage. And then selecting how funders select a project. We have to know what are the things they need accordingly. Should create that ideas. Then supporting how funders provide assistance to help risk taking grantees succeed. Then measuring how funders track and assess the often non-linear progress towards goal. Finally, scaling. They will measure whether the innovation is going to provide further extent and growth in their business or not. Finally, if the idea will be worthable, they immediately will sanction our fund. Okay. Then the mega trend shaping society and mobility, which is nothing but the contribution of industries, society, and mobility will together involving to improve the innovation from educational institution. Here, the societal mega trends is occupied a major area compared with the mobility mega trends. The automotive industry's evaluation is a little lower compared with mobility of mega trends. So the mega trend shaping mobility, which is related climate change, B changing demography, C digital technologies, and rapid transportation. Here, the climate change is one of the important factor to improve the economic. If you see the first column, country wise, how much CO2 reduction target will be achieved, and as well as they have given target year based base year. From the base year, how much we can achieve the target for reducing the CO2 in terms of product the climate from the changes. So second topics, changing demography. According to the median age versus estimates, here the country wise they have provided that plot, and the 2010 changing demography value is very lower compared with 2050. Accordingly, we have to work on the required things. Then see digital technologies. The digital technology is one of the most influence to achieve the business goal. There are different digital technologies are adopting for doing this kind of process. First one is connectivity, cyber security, blockchain management, and VR, AR intelligent augmentation will be involving in these digital technologies. Then rapid transportation, where we can see a day 50,000 percentage of world population living in the urban areas, and a month 1.5 million population again will be entering, and then 18 million per year. This quantities drastically increased month by month, year by year. So mega trends have been constantly transforming automotive industries. Then mega trends shaping mobility also contributing on the autonomous, connected, electric, and shared, which is a part of mobility trends global context. Based on the customer requirement, the increased aspiration and expectation, increased awareness of health and hygiene, increased affinity towards modern technologies. So these are three things very essential to achieve the business goal. So the customer requirements basically depending on these three valuable process. Then ACES in India context, ACES nothing but autonomous, safer and fatigue free, which is related to value conscious. Through the value conscious, we can create affordability to achieve the customer requirement. Then connected, where the high congestion is going to produce the connected and share. Through that we can reduce the high congestion. Then electric, zero tailpipe emission. If you are using the electricity instead of using that conventional fuel like diesel, petrol, or oils, we can reduce the pollution and improve the bill so that it will create environment friendly. So we can, because of that, eco friendly cycles will develop. Then finally, the sharing is better asset utilization and congestion reduction. A higher accident is one of the important influence to affect the economy. So safer mobility will provide the all the requirement of higher accident. Now, automotive industries, a major contributor to economy. India is the fifth largest automotive market and will be third largest in near future. If you see the figure, the 3.49 million uh, automotive markets uh, are available, which is fifth place among the world. Okay, then auto contribution to manufacturing GDP 49 percentage improved, contribution to industrial GDP 27 percentage improved because of the automotive industry. GST contribution rupees 1.5 lakh crore improved. Employment opportunity also simultaneously improved. Directly zero point 0.8 crore people are getting opportunity. Indirectly 2.9 crore people got the job opportunity through the automotive industries. Then technology progression. The technology disruption in other industries may influence automotive industries in future. There are few components which involved, which essential for improving the technology progression. First, most software, then electronics, smartphone, telecom, material, lighting. These components are very essential thing. And then the next, manufacturing to innovation. INC, IT hub of the world, is one of the topmost play role among the world compared to that manufacturing. So next, manufacturing hub of the world going to play role equivalent to that IT hub of the world. Need to work together to make India the next manufacturing hub of the world. Important key aspects should we consider as collaboration, cooperation, co-creation among various stakeholders is required to meet the changing society requirement. Then sustainable innovation. The sustainable innovation where we can able to run the organization smoothly. If we did not have any idea regarding that sustainable innovation, we can't run our organization further. So we need to concentrate the sustainable innovation. This is one of the continuous process, as well as we have to clear all the customer demand, as well as to improve the customer satisfaction. Here the first one is the exploration, design thinking, ODI, JTBD. Through that we can explore that required things of customers. Then the stage B is representing that testing and validating. Through that, lean startup and business modeling will be achieved. Finally, we can get somewhat better output, and then we can approach the third stage, which is building. Agile software developer will provide that building oriented concept, and then the evaluation and the selection, which is leads to the scaling of the outcome. So These different stage will shape the sustainable innovation, which is very important and essential things to achieve the business goal. Then how to assess the societal needs? We have to know first, we have to know two important things. First thing is that understand your user, which means what is the requirement of customer. So first of all, we have to identify the problem through the understanding, and then empathize, observe and interview the related people, those who are expecting some more requirement from our product. We have to collect the feedback from the user or else customers. Through that, we will try to define their problem and describe the problem based on customer needs and insights, such that what is actually required. After the defining that things going to picture the ideate. In the ideate, we have to think about, brainstorm and come up with as many creative solution as possible, encourage wild ideas. After ideate, we have to prototype the model, build a case representation product of final shortlisted ideas. Through that, we can prototype our customer required model. After that, evaluate how the product will be, and the product, the reshaped or redesigned product is satisfied that customer requirement and convenience. We have to think all the things. Finally, design for your user. This is the output of all the organization vision. So this is the major role of design thinking, which is needed to achieve a successful business requirement. The design thinking should be pursued to assess society, customer needs, to offer value focused solution. This is process innovation chain, where we can see the academic is located the left hand side, and the industries processing flow will be in that right hand side. In between, the collaboration will collaborate academic into the industries. Through that, we can achieve that requirement. Here, the knowledge development, technology development, and the business development also will involve to increase the quality of requirement. Here, TRL1, TRL2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all are interconnected with different process. All the process come together to achieve the requirement of our required things. Then only we can achieve. So the collaboration is a essential tool which is used to improve the process innovation chain. Need to work on knowledge and technology development via extensive collaboration to meet changing needs and demands of society. Then industries, academy and startup community. There are three major things will be involving to achieve the community development. So first one is the supporting innovation and startup culture. There are different industries are using this process, where create and drive the power of innovation by collaborating with startups. And the second thing is that sponsoring activities focused on student development. Example, for example, so Supra, Baja, Efi Cycle, these all are the important things will be providing that quality culture, which is supports which is supported activities where theoretical knowledge is tested in practical manner. Exclusive research project with academia. The many IITs, NITs exclusive research project to assess research and support in various evolving domains. Through that, we can achieve quality and fulfilled the economy business strategies. Some examples of innovation in education. Uh, uh, that innovation in education also one of the important tool to achieve the innovation, the quality innovation ideas. First one, the competency based learning. Second one, video streaming, flipped classroom, e-learning trends, open curriculum, changing nature of faculty, changing revenue sources for institution funding, digital textbook, 3D printing, use of data analytics. Startup ecosystem. In the startup ecosystem is one of the important connectivities in between the entrepreneurship and the innovative idea. So it will make simplify that entrepreneurship process. So there are so many things will be involving. First one is support organization, big companies, universities, funding organization, service provider, research organization. This motivation to the entrepreneurship through institution. Some important factors behind the entrepreneurship, which are a desire for applying innovative thoughts, a desire for independent functioning, a desire for financial independence, a desire to achieve personal goals. If you see the schematic diagram, we can clearly see the achievement of goal through vision, research, brainstorm, and strategies. Thank you, all of you. If you have any question, please ask me. We shall discuss next few minutes. If you don't want, we shall close our session. Thank you. Yes, sir. If you have no questions, please leave.